Welcome back everyone. For today we will be discussing packages, how to import them, and how to use them. Packages are incredibly useful in your life or our lives as programmers because they allow us to use codes that have been written and optimized by other developers so that we don't have to. So this saves us a lot of time when we use them. We'll also be discussing the difference between pip and conda, two of the most popular ways in managing the packages that we have here in Python. And finally, we'll be demonstrating how packages makes our lives a whole lot easier using a simple task of calculating the mean of a list. Let's get started. Let's start by differentiating between modules and packages. A module is just a Python file, a .py file that contains functions, classes, or variables. Think of a module as a single script that you might want to write to organize your own code. On the other hand, a package is a collection of modules. When you import a package, you're often importing a group of related modules that work together. So think of a package as a folder containing multiple .py files or modules. There are two main ways to install packages in Python, one using pip and one using conda. Let's break down the differences. Pip is Python's default package manager and it is used to install packages from the Python package index. So you can see here the website where we can check all of these projects is from pypi.org. Pip is super simple and fast when you want to install a specific package. So for example, let's install numpy or numpy. You would run this particular command in your terminal or command prompt or actually even in your notebook. So pip install numpy. Now, in this particular case, I've already installed numpy, so you will see here that the requirement is already satisfied. In terms of the terminal, so here I'll just simulate a terminal. A terminal would sometimes look like this, and you would use the same format, pip install, and then whatever package that you want to install. Now, if you look at here in this particular case, you would probably look at different packages that you would want to have installed. So let's say, for example, just to verify that numpy earlier is here, so you can see that, and there is a particular code or syntax here that you can copy in order for you to then install a particular package. So for example, you'd also probably want to get Seaborn. So Seaborn is here. You could just copy this one and paste it in either your terminal or in my case even here in the notebook. So there, and because it's satisfied, you'll see that we've already installed it. Before we start installing packages through the Conda package manager, it's important to mention that if you want to use Conda, you'll need to install the Conda environment first. So you'll have to go to anaconda.com/download to have the Anaconda package manager downloaded into your system. Now, Anaconda is a full platform that includes Conda and a large number of data science libraries. So once you've installed Anaconda or Mini Conda, you can now use the Conda command in your terminal to install packages. So for example, for this particular case, if I want to download, let's say, pandas, similar to the pypi.org, you'll be able to see the particular code to install it. So for example, in this case, here are the code that you could use in your terminal or command prompt in order for you to install the following packages. But bear in mind that this is only possible through the terminal or command prompt and not through the notebook, which I've seen you earlier, because that's only for the pip install, or that's only when you're installing packages through pip install. Now let's talk about the difference between built-in and non-built-in packages. Simply put, built-in packages are packages that come together with Python when you install them. So examples of this one are the math module, the OS for operating system, and for the manipulation of datetime or for datetime variables, it's the datetime package. But there are some popular packages in Python that do not come pre-installed when you install Python, or they're not built in. Some of this we've seen earlier when we were demoing how to install them through pip or Conda, which is, for example, NumPy or NumPy, Pandas, Seaborn, and all the other packages that might be interesting to you. There are lots of packages that are being invented or being put together daily, so the number of packages that are not built in must be greater than those that are built in Python. And finally, let's see how importing packages can save you a ton of time. And finally, let's see how importing and using packages can save you a lot of time instead of doing them on your own. So let's say, for example, you've been given a list of numbers, and let's say they are of range 1 to 5, right? And you want to unpack them, right? So this is how you do it. So it's this of, and therefore if you want to check what we have here, we have 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so this is one way for you to generate those numbers, 1 2 3 4 5. So let's say, for example, given this list of numbers, you want to calculate the mean or the average. If you're not going to import any package, you'll have to write the code on your own. So for example, we have here mean of numbers, and we make it empty for now, which is, for example, 0. And what we want to do is maybe for I in list of numbers, okay, we want to continuously add that number into the mean of number here, or actually maybe just call this the sum first, the sum of numbers plus equals I, or maybe just to make this cleaner, we call it number, and then number, and after getting the sum, the mean of numbers will just be the sum of numbers divided by the len of the list of numbers, right? So okay, sorry about that. So now we can check, and this is for an exercise of just getting the mean of numbers, but see how writing all these codes can be summed up to, let's say, for example, importing just from the statistics package, okay? And from the statistics package, we want to import the mean, right? So what we will just do is statistics, and this is the mean module, and just get the list of numbers. And there, you see all this code just to get the mean of numbers, but if you've imported a package and got something from it, a module, let's say, for example, the mean, you're able to do the tasks much more quickly. And this goes for not just a simple task like this. There are much more complex tasks that have already been made simpler by packages because other developers have more experience in dealing with those types of scenarios, and they have therefore written more efficient codes, and we could just use them in our code, and therefore it will save us a lot of time. And that's a wrap for today's video. In this video, we've learned how to import and use packages, and of course the different ways by which we can install them through the different package managers, and we've seen in action how using packages can actually simplify our code and make it more efficient, because some of these functionalities have been written by programmers or coders who have experienced it before, and therefore have a much more efficient code that we can use readily. Hopefully, this video is something that you found very useful, but I'm sure over the course of your life as a programmer, you'll be using them as the growing complexities of today's world would require us to use codes or packages that will just be invented that will deal with these new found complexities. So, thank you, and hopefully see you in the next video.